Michigan. In late 1968, my pops bought a 1961 Pontiac Tempest 4-cylinder sedan for $150, being a second-car drive-in automobile to and from his office. The car served its purpose for an additional 18 months approximately, counting Dad's daily commute of no greater than 15 miles each way, in addition to the usual local weekend errands. The heater didn't work adequately for those two Metro Milwaukee winters, so you could see the pavement overlooking first and third gears. Considering that the rubber boot was torn, there was that transaxle with rope drive. We didn't even grab the Tempest where the 60-some-mile rides on the Illinois border to purchase margarine it turned out outlawed in Wisconsin markets. The commuter Tempest represented preternatural range anxiety not unusual among cheap used cars in the past. Which means that I can't help contemplating that car when I take into consideration modern electric vehicles. BEVs are perfect commuter cars for metro elements of a certain size, where soaking in heavy traffic in a very Corvette or Porsche 911 seems this type of waste, let alone the emissions. At $30,875 car or truck, or merely $23,375 following a federal tax credit, the Camp Nissan Leaf S tends to make a good commuter car. With its 150-mile range it might even require on that weekend margarine run, though the non-dairy butter substitute continues to be legal in Wisconsin stores since '70s. Put it that way, if you live within the northern Chicago suburbs, you can utilize the Leaf for any weekend New Glarus Spear run. My week approximately with the nicely appointed Nissan Leaf SL was relegated mostly to daily commutes, about 5.5 miles each strategy to our Detroit bureau in Royal Oak. I plugged in only at your place of work, using our Nissan-supplied 240-volt charger. Shut off the ignition after having a drive, plus the dash display informs you what time the full charge is going to be. Watchy from a plug-in. Full charges seldom often get you to your official range estimates, particularly in colder weather, though from the case from the Nissan Leaf SL, it turned out only as little as 146 miles charging in temperatures on the low 30s to low 40s. Along with as high as 161 miles when winter took a break to get a few days in April. With the second-generation Leaf, Nissan has discovered regenerative braking. Pull start the center console, and driving about becomes mostly a on-a-pedal operation. In regular stop-and-go driving, the Mark II Nissan Leaf is smooth and, naturally, quiet, making for the serene commute. Immediate torque allows to squirt into traffic. The interior is comfortable and nicely upscale, with handsome suite-alike trim, heated front seats plus an 8-way power driver's seat with power lumbar support. Nissan's ProPilot Assist essentially combines adaptive cruise control, having an aggressive lane-keeping assist and full emergency braking. It's very similar to what you can start doing some premium brands, though it's much less advanced as Cadillac's Super Cruise. On what may serve as Metro Detroit's handling test road, the Exit 69 Big Beaver Road Cloverleaf really, the Leaf is well monitored with moderate body roll along with the feeling which the battery placement keeps the very center of gravity low, though there's no hint it wants to just go play on the Sirius S's just like the Chevrolet Bolt. Over the course of weekly, its full charge set to their maximum first at 146 miles, 4 lacking the published range as temperatures refused to interrupt out in the 30s, but later inside week, when temps nudged 50 Fahrenheit, the full charge netted an indicated 161-mile range. On longer drives, the number depletion beat the odometer by a few miles. That is common in BEVs as being a car's computer gets familiar with one's driving style. Bottom line is the bottom line is great, whether or not the Nissan Leaf falls in need of the Chevrolet Bolt's range by 88 miles. The great news is that 150 miles range is plenty for the commuter car. I never saw under 80 miles range, which came after having a couple of out-of-the-way errands, a 30-minute drive to your local restaurant for lunch, and also the round-trip commute. That sort of remaining range feels much better than what you'd get coming from a Mark I Leaf, or say a Mini EV, which might start out with 80 or 90 miles, fully charged. If you're of sufficiently upper-middle-class means, consider the Nissan Leaf as being a second car, particularly when your first car is a huge SUV. If you're much more of a middling middle class, await Nissan to enhance the Leaf's range, then grab one of these to get a nicely price. It might not be an 8-year-old Tempest-like bargain, but no less than you'll feel confident driving in the evening state border to the special craft beer. 2018 Nissan Leaf SL specifications. Price $37,085, $37,865 BAS tested, before federal or state. Engine 110 kilowatts AC synchronous motor, 40 kilowatts lithium-ion battery. Transmission 1-speed reducer. Layout: front engine FWD 4-door, 5-passenger hatchback. EPA mileage 112 mph, 125,100 miles city highway. LXWXH 176.4 by 70.5 by 61.4 inches, wheelbase 106.3 inches, weight 3,508 pounds, 060 miles per hour, NA. Top speed NA